Tanzania deadly election protest. Opposition says hundreds killed among arrests. Welcome to Ahead News 23. My name is Ogene Karo. Today we will talk about Tanzania, a country now caught in one of its darkest and most violent chapters in decades. What began as a general election has spiraled into deadly unrest, mass protests, and widespread condemnation. At the heart of the crisis is the disputed presidential vote that opposition groups have called a mockery of democracy, as hundreds are reported dead and the streets remain tense under heavy military presence. Tanzania's election, held earlier this week, had triggered an explosion of anger and grief across the nation. President Samia Suluhu Hassan has declared the winner with nearly 98% of votes, a figure that opposition parties and international observers have described as unbelievable in a supposedly competitive election. The country's electoral commission announced that Hassan has dominated every constituency, a landslide that would normally be celebrated, but this time it has set off waves of outrage. The main opposition party, Chadema, was barred from participating in the election. Its leader, Tundu Lissu, was already in prison, charged with treason for calling for democratic reforms. Another major opposition figure, Luhaga Mpina from ACT Wazalendo Group, was also prevented from running without legitimate rivals. Hassan's victory appeared predetermined, and for many Tanzanians that was a breaking point. The people took to the streets calling for electoral justice and demanding the president's resignation. The protest quickly turned deadly. According to Chadema's network of representatives, about 700 people had been killed. Though the number could have been higher, the opposition said it gathered these figures from hospitals and clinics across the country, with eyewitnesses accounts describing scenes of horror, bodies left in the streets, police firing live rounds into crowds, and tear gassing, flooding entire neighborhoods. On Saturday, Chadema spokesman John Kitoka said the party's monitors had now counted no fewer than 800 dead in just a few days of unrest. In stark contrast, government officials have downplayed the situation. Tanzania's Foreign Minister Mahmoud Thabit Kombo also told Al Jazeera that no excessive force had been used, claiming that the election was free and fair. He said there were no official figures of any protester killed and even dismissed reports of mass death, saying, "I've not seen this 700 anywhere." Meanwhile, President Hassan, during a victory speech in Dodoma, described the protest's action as unpatriotic and vowed to use all available security avenues to restore order. But for many Tanzanians, the government's idea of order looks more like repression. Rights groups report that police and soldiers have been firing at demonstrators, arresting opposition members, and carrying out abduction. The Human Rights Watch accused the government of waging a wave of terror before and during the election, including disappearance of journalists, activists, politician critics, restriction on rights organizations, press freedom, and even internet access have made it difficult to verify reports. But footage shared on social media shows security forces shooting at crowds and dragging bodies away. The unrest has also spilled beyond Tanzania borders. In Namanga, a border town between Tanzania and Kenya, protesters and security forces clashed violently. Kenyan citizens report being hit by tear gas and live bullets, allegedly fired by Tanzanian police across borders. Businesses in the area shut down as fear spread, and trade between the two countries came to a halt. Inside Tanzania, curfews, internet blackouts, and military deployment continues. Cities like Salaam remain lined with soldiers, while burnt posters of President Hassan are scattered on the ground, a stark symbol of the public anger. Right groups say that the repression under Hassan's rule, which many had hoped would bring reform after the death of the former President John Magufuli, has only worsened. The opposition accuses her of turning Tanzania into a police state. Despite the chaos, President Hassan remains defiant. During her victory speech, she called for unity, saying, "It is time to unite our country and not destroy what we have built over more than 6 decades." But for many Tanzanians, Mourning lost family members, those words ring hollow. The same government accused of silencing dissent is now calling for peace. A peace that many believe can only come through justice and a new credible election. For now, the situation remains volatile. The world watches as Tanzania's youth continue to march in defiance of bullets and fear. Their message is simple. They want democracy, not dictatorship. Whether the government listens or double down will determine not just the future of Tanzania, but also the credibility of democracy across East Africa. If you like this video, please share, subscribe to Ahead News 23 for more updates and in-depth stories from us. Thank you.